2023 Rugby World Cup jersey rankings, folks. The final may be on this weekend between the All Blacks and the Springboks. But who had the best looking jersey throughout the tournament? This video has been a little bit delayed, but we'll get there rather late than never. Better late than never. That's how that goes. We'll rank him from 20 to number 1. You guys can let us know your thoughts. Happily, I don't think any of the jerseys look genuinely bad. Even the 20th one, I don't think looks bad. And also keep in mind, there's no actual particular logic to the way I pick the jerseys. I've looked at my rankings and gone, sometimes I've been like, they've tried something and I like the fact that they've tried something. Sometimes I think, I like the fact that they kept it simple. It just is what it is. We're going to start with number 20. And weirdly, I've gone with Uruguay as my number 20 jersey. It's blue. It's got the kind of suns on it, which Uruguay is known for from their flag. It doesn't actually look too bad. I like the fact that they've added a bit of colour to the Rugby World Cup logo on it, which a lot of current countries have kind of kept single colour. I just don't think it looks as good as the last World Cup's one. Their last World Cup's jersey was an absolute masterpiece. This one I think is just fine. So I'm maybe being a little bit hard on it just because in comparison, it's like you're the younger brother to your older brother who's an absolute legend and you're just okay. But yeah, Uruguay's one is just fine without doing anything startling. The suns are fine. The colour's fine. But yeah, I like the last one better. What can I say? Number 19, I have gone with my All Blacks. Now, that picture looks like an abomination. The doodles look pretty awful. But part of the reason I wanted to do this video after we've seen some games, maybe not right before the final, but because I wanted to see the jerseys on the field. A lot of the times the promo shots don't do the jerseys justice, and the All Blacks jersey doesn't look like that on the field. You've never been watching the game and being like, man, I'd be enjoying this game if not for all these distracting doodles. The doodles don't look that bad. I've seen this jersey in stores here in New Zealand. The doodles only are really that apparent when the light hits it a certain way. That being said, when the light hits it a certain way, the doodles don't look great. The doodles don't look fantastic. So, yeah, the jersey is a lot more low-key than that. The doodles are a lot more subtle, but still, it's a doodle on jersey. I think the fit looks pretty well, though. So, yeah, there you go. All Blacks at number 19. Tonga at number 18. Again, it's fine. Like, it's got a Tongan pattern on it. I've seen there's a Pacific section here at the Auckland Museum, which I've taken the kids to a few times, and I recognize those patterns from some of those areas of the museum, so I'm sure they have some kind of important cultural significance for Tonga. They are a lot more subtle on the field as well. Again, it's another one where I think the jersey looks fine without being spectacular. I do kind of like the trim on the sleeves. I think that looks alright, but there's other jerseys I prefer to the Tongan one. What can I say? The Irish one at number 17, also I think like the All Blacks one, when you first saw the promo shots, it looked like an abomination. The promo shots don't do it justice on the field. Again, it looked fine. For some reason, I seem to prefer the jerseys which have multicolour on the Rugby World Cup logo. I don't know what that is. As I said, a lot of the countries have gone single colour. I like the extra little bit of touch, but kind of like the jerseys before. There's nothing particularly startling about it. It's just all right. But it certainly looks a lot better than it does in the shots and probably in that picture right there. If you remember the Irish team on the field, their jersey looked better than that. Next, I've gone with the Aussies at number 16. Again, it's fine. The problem with the Aussies, and it's going to be with every World Cup jersey from Australia, is that the wallaby never makes its way to the front of the jersey. The wallaby is relegated to the sleeve, which I think kind of sucks, but that's just the thing because the World Cup has the rules that one of the things has to be the World Cup logo, one of the things is your kind of national crest or whatever it is, and then there's the jersey manufacturer. That's it. No sponsor, no room for an extra emblem. So the wallaby is on the sleeves. They are the wallabies. I'd rather have the wallaby on there and then the logo crest on the sleeve, maybe. That's just personal preference. That jersey looks alright. It looks like a wallabies jersey. There's no Cadbury on it, which makes a difference because it's a World Cup. It looks alright. The team maybe didn't live up to the way the jersey looked. I don't know. And similar deal with the Springboks one, actually. You cannot get this jersey for love nor money. I haven't seen any stores which have got that jersey in stock. So it's obviously a pretty good jersey. I do think in terms of the color contrast between the World Cup logo and the jersey, that's one of the better looking ones. Like some of them don't stand out, but that Rugby World Cup logo in that yellow trim, which is the same as the collar, looks pretty nice. But yeah, the Springboks relegated to the sleeve. Just like the Wallabies one. That kind of sucks. Yeah, the Springboks. I'd rather have that on the front of the jersey than, is it the Protea? Yeah, put the Protea on the sleeve, put the Springbok on the front. I'd probably give it a higher score. The collar looks alright. The colour looks alright. But yeah, I think, do I prefer that jersey to the Lions Tour one, which was a lot darker green? I don't know. I can appreciate it though. I like the trim of the yellow on the collar and the sleeves, so could very well being a Rugby World Cup winning jersey. Next, 14, the Welsh one. There's nothing real startling about that Welsh jersey, eh? It's got a white collar. Looks alright. It's got a bit of white trim around the sleeves. I do like the collar. Some people don't like the high collars. I'm a fan of the high collars. I don't know what it is. But there's nothing real remarkable about that Welsh jersey. I don't think I'm going to remember that jersey. Like some of the jerseys, like if I say to people in 10 years, man, remember those doodles on the 2023 All Blacks jersey? They're like, oh God, they were awful. If I say, do you remember the Welsh jersey from 2023? It was red. So yeah, it's just kind of nothing really startling about that one. And kind of similar with the England one, actually. You can buy these at England Rugby Store. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to get some gear. The English jersey, it's kind of a hard one because what do you do with a white jersey? There is a subtle kind of pattern there on the chest, but it's very subtle that you can't make out a heck of a lot of it. It looks like they've got the kind of the cross and the collar at the back, which is pretty sweet looking. And I do like the contrast of the black of the World Cup logo on the white jersey. Looks pretty good. Looks slick. Looks fine. It's kind of hard. What do you do with a white jersey? Like England have had some, what was it, 2007's jersey was like notable. That one's again not particularly notable. So I don't think that'll be one that really stands out in the memory, but it looks pretty sharp. Same with Fiji. Fiji's maybe a little bit more outstanding. Like they're going to be the most comparable one to England in terms of their colour scheme, but just a little bit nicer with the black collar. That's pretty sharp. Black on the sleeves, pretty sharp. And then the Pacific Fijian patterns, and then the national flag on the sleeve. Pretty tasty. Yeah, that Fijian jersey is pretty nice. I think from now on, we're getting into the jerseys that, maybe because I'm on the top half of the board now, like all those ones are fine. Like I said, I don't think any of them are awful. Now we're getting into the ones which I'm like, these ones are pretty tasty. So yeah, the Fijian one, I do think looks really sharp. The Chilean one, I also think looks really sharp. Maybe that one I think looked a bit sharper on the field than it does in the promo shot. The promo shot looks alright. But, and maybe it's just because the Chilean fans were so outstanding and it was their first World Cup. They kind of give me the kind of good vibes. But, yeah, the Chilean jersey, the contrast of the blue and the red, that's their logo. Makes sense to have that on their jersey. The white stands out on the red jersey. I think the Chilean jersey looks pretty nice. But not as nice as this one. I think the Samoa jersey looks even a bit nicer. That's a pretty slick promo shot, but also, yeah, the Pacific patterns, I think, the Samoan cultural patterns on the back, I think work the best of any team that kind of worked that style pattern in. Kind of a V shape on the collar, looks pretty good. Macron does a pretty good job of most of their jerseys, to be honest, and I think they've done a pretty good one with Manu Samoa there. And then Romania, the one that I'm wearing, there at number 9. Yeah, it looks better on the field than that does it justice. I remember watching the Romanians playing and going, geez, if you guys played as well as your jersey looked, you'd be right up there. Yeah, they've got the, again, cultural patterns on the sleeves, contrast of colours, and it's a kind of poppin' yellow colour, and it feels nice. So, yeah, good job, Macron, on doing that one. France, their jersey got a little bit criticised for being a bit boring. I think it looks sharp. Like France have had some kind of lighter blue jerseys in recent times. They've gone with a slightly darker one for this home World Cup. It's not a winning jersey, which is obviously a real bugger. And they're the only one manufactured by Le Coq Sportif. But yeah, just sharp. Just pure sharp. I may be being a bit harsh on like the Welsh one because there's not much that the Welsh one's doing that this one not doing that this one is doing. Like they're both just pretty slick, kind of standard jerseys. I guess the fact that it has gone a little bit darker blue makes me, I don't know, a little bit more drawn to it. Even though when France were going super dark blue and caused kit clashes with the All Blacks, we were not a fan of that. We would prefer them to wear a lighter blue, but I don't know. I just look at that and go, pretty slick. Same with this one. Maybe I just like dark blue. Scotland. Scotland's jersey has the added touch, and I've got it hanging up here, of the tartan on the the sides of the jersey, and then the Scottish flag on the sleeve, which I do think adds a little bit of kind of extra value. And the jersey itself, man, with the collar, the colour, it just looks really nice. Right, my neighbour's nephew is here to cut the lawn, so let's get going before he cranks up the lawnmower. Number 6, I've gone with the Pumas. Semi-final team, always have got a slick jersey. I don't know, maybe it's because blue and white hoops, and me being an Auckland fan, traditionally that's our colour scheme, even if it's a bit of a different blue. But yeah, the blue and white hoops of the Pumas, you could never mistake them for another team at international rugby level. Always got really nice kits. They've been with Nike for a while, and yeah, man, they're doing a really good job. I love the colours. I love the colour scheme. It just works. Something about the Pumas, very, very slick. And Namibia, not a country we get to see that often, but it's certainly World Cups, and they took a risk. Now that pattern on the jersey doesn't look quite as glaring on the field. It's a lot more subtle, I think, than that. But the fact that they did decide to do something with that jersey pattern, I think adds a little bit of spice to it. The colours on the shoulders look great. And then, as I said, I do quite like the fact that the World Cup logo sticks out a wee bit more with the multicoloured thing. Japan at number 4. Now, weirdly, the Japanese jersey is not that different from their jersey at the last World Cup. And when I did the jersey rankings for the last World Cup, I remember I was like, nah, I don't like the Japanese. They went for like a samurai look. And I was like, nah, I prefer the traditional hoops, but it must be growing on me. Because I reckon that looks nice. I think their Rugby World Cup logo looks the best of any of the countries. And the fact they got like the fleur-de-lis thing there in the middle of the chest, it's a nice little nod to the World Cup being in France, like compared to the All Blacks one where they got a French designer to do the doodles. Like that's how you do the nod to France, subtly but correctly, I think. It looks a way bit nicer. And yeah, I reckon the Japanese are onto something with that jersey. Number 3, Italy. Now that I look at this, I'm thinking, do I like this as much as some of the other jerseys? I think what it is that picture, again, with the kind of the Roman style, what are they called, wreaths, which appear on the jersey. They're a lot more subtle on the actual jersey. The actual jersey looks nicer than the promo shot, but yeah, the Italian jersey always looks great. They always got a good jersey. Nice, what kind of blue is that? It's like a royal blue with the white on the sleeves, the white of the logo, the collar, and then they've done a little bit of something with those wreaths. I think that looks really nice. Georgia certainly went with something a bit bold for their jersey. Again, I think the jersey on the field looks way nicer than the promo shot. Promo shot looks like it got hit with some paint and sprayed or something, but nah, that's their emblem, which is, on the chest throughout the whole jersey. It's a bit of a different tone of red from what we're used to for Georgia. We're used to a lot kind of darker, more like a maroon color, but that's more like a proper red. I just remember watching Georgia playing and thinking, that jersey's nice. Like that one, I was really like, whoa, looking up the prices for that jersey because the Georgian one, I think, really looks great, but not quite as great as the Portuguese jersey. That one there, really nice. It's got kind of a subtle check pattern there. They're the only ones to go with like a gold color for their logo, the manufacturer, and the World Cup logo. They've got the green trim, the collar is nice, and it's just a really sweet two-tone red jersey. I reckon that one really looks slick. I'm perhaps a little bit biased from the fact that Portugal did really well at the World Cup, but then again, I rank New Zealand pretty low, and they've done pretty well at the World Cup, so maybe that's not just a thing, but yeah, Portuguese jersey looks really bloody slick. So there you go, folks. There's my rankings of the jerseys. Also, check out Lovell Rugby because they've got heaps of rugby jerseys as well. They'll be starting to go on clearance as we come to the end of the World Cup. I'll put a link down to Lovell and England Rugby Store in the description. Check out both of those companies. They sell lots of rugby jerseys. But yeah, you guys let us know your thoughts on the rankings. As I said, some of them look better in the promo shots than on the field and vice versa. Sometimes I'm judging these based on their previous jerseys and what I think they have like either improved or gotten worse. Sometimes I like the fact that they tried something a bit different. Sometimes I like the fact that they kept it simple and slick. But anyway, you guys let us know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.